So I tell you, you can go over the 4-minute limit one time and you make a 24-minute video. You quite milked that for all of its worth. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. In fact, I watched those first 15 seconds several times because I enjoyed the the laughter at the absurdity of you playing this old school early 2000s game music and just seeking to show it off 25 years later to your brother who is not as familiar and doesn't carry the same nostalgia. So, but all that to say, it worked. I've now played RuneScape with you twice. It was a great video. It was tremendously enjoyable. I just enjoy hearing about the things that you enjoy, and it's wonderful to now be a part of that in some way and see that grow in its own manner. So I said this wouldn't be about RuneScape, but I decided it would be. And here we are, to the one guy who decided to subscribe as part of or after watching the Old School RuneScape experience video. Not our traditional content. This is more like it. Ryan and I shooting back video messages back and forth to one another about either very silly topics or very serious ones. And in fact, that's exactly what I wanted to discuss in this video, and that is just the beauty and the ease and simplicity of enjoying a relationship where you can appreciate the silly and take seriously the serious. And I love nothing more than curling up next to my wife and watching Taskmaster in the evenings and laughing about the silliest of things. And in a similar vein, I enjoy greatly spending time with you, Ryan, and in laughing about goblins bickering over the color of their armor in a video game that's 25 years old. Maybe 24, maybe it was 2001, but whatever, either way. Whenever it came out. And it's just, I don't know that we can appreciate the serious for what it truly is without appreciating the smallest of beauties in the silliness that is life itself. If we take ourselves too seriously, then anxiety can consume us, because I think often anxiety feels like so isolating because we feel as though everything matters in that particular moment, that this moment is everything, that it is the only thing, that it is the most vital thing. And I think what we ought to instead be convincing ourselves of is that it's not, just that it isn't, and that the moment will pass and we'll be okay. And when we look back, pretty much every time we look back and are able to recognize that that moment that we were so anxious about or stressed about was not as vital as we thought it to be. And I think there we can find the more simple parts of life and maybe take ourselves a little less seriously at times. Obviously putting seriousness in its place and where it belongs, but appreciating the silliness even amidst harder circumstances. I'll leave it at that for today, but I love you, Ryan. I look forward to continuing to scape the runes. Love you.